And we are live. Let me see. Are we live on Rumble? I believe we are. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Guns and Cafe, and I will be entertaining you for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Uh, another week down in 2026. More immigration news. Having some añejo Luna Azul tequila because it is Friday, and that is what I do on Fridays. Sometimes bourbon, sometimes some tequila. We had some developments. Some people got arrested. Some of the Antifa fellas, fellas, all the good stuff. As always, my views represent my own and not those of my employer. So let's kick it off. Thank you for everybody that's starting to join. And we have the first arrest here: convicted child predator with a 2017 final order of removal. The ICE officer from the Kentucky Fugitive Operations Team arrested him at large in Louisville. So, to all the people that are out there screaming and hollering, chasing like Border Patrol and Customs and the ICE agents and DHS agents and everybody else screaming and hollering, oh my God, they're only going over here and they're taking the members away from the community. This isn't the community. This is who you are protecting by chasing down and trying to impede what ICE officers are doing. So again, that is why ICE was in the neighborhood. Remember, ICE makes targeted arrests in criminal illegal aliens. If you see a fugitive operations team in your community, there's a very good reason for it. So we have this guy. So he's in custody. So I'm sure that the people of Louisville are sleeping better tonight because this individual is no longer part of their community. I'm wondering if whoever, if for whatever reason there's like a congressman, congresswoman over there that found about this arrest before they knew all the facts, they went to the press. I am here looking for the conditions of Hu Kwang Lai, and I'm gonna see what is going on with my constituent. Yeah, this is your constituent, bro. This is who you're fighting for. Now we have another one. Let's see if we're gonna go over here. Yes, here we do. ICE HSI HQ and its federal partners arrested 13 illegal aliens during enforcement that revealed fraudulent social security numbers in use at a window supply business in Paducah, Kentucky. So there you go. What are they doing? Fraudulent social security documents, forgery, fraud, stolen identity. There might be some people out there that are going to get a letter or are going to get a letter soon from the government. You can imagine you it's a Saturday morning and you get in your coffee and you say like, yeah, you know what, let me go check the mail. And you get a letter from like the Social Security Administration or from the Department of Justice, in this beautiful morning when you're getting your coffee, and you get a letter from them saying, hey, by the way, somebody was using your social security and stole your identity. You might want to check your credit score because we don't know if maybe there's a house somewhere that has your social security or some loans assigned to you. So yeah, so you always say like, oh, victimless crimes, they're not doing anything, they're just here to get a living. Yeah, get here to get a living, but also using fake social security numbers and everything that comes with that. Here we go. So we had the Asian guy, because and this goes against whenever they're saying they're only taking Hispanics. No, this guy's Asian. This guy's from Vietnam. So they are getting everybody. Here we get here. Got another one. Police in Tennessee arrested Enrique Estrada Martinez in March connection with the pedestrian death of a 73-year-old man. There is a 73-year-old man that is no longer with us because in the past we did not have the border security that we have now. And because of that, this person was here, was able to get behind the wheel and killed someone. Mr. Estrada was in the country illegally and not licensed to operate a motor vehicle when he, it says allegedly because they haven't convicted him yet, struck Henry Smith of Kentucky and left the scene. Ran somebody over, didn't even have the decency. Which it's not even decency. It's what you're supposed to do. To just call 911, stay there, maybe render some aid. Nah, he's like, fuck it, I'm out. Smith was found dead on the road. So he hit him, left him there. So this dude came here illegally, was driving without a license, struck someone, killed him, left him on the side of the road. And like the cops found the guy. He's charged locally with hit and run, causing death, and driving without a license. Estrada has a history of motor vehicle violations, including a DUI conviction. Oh, got a winner. He has a final order of removal in the books, and he's re-entered the country illegally at least twice. So this guy came in, got deported, came back twice, well, 3. They caught him 2 other times, sent him back to his country. Then he came back a 3rd time and killed somebody. Estrada Martinez was arrested by local police with the help from ICE Knoxville officers. ICE issued an immigration detainer to prevent his release into the community, regardless of the outcome of the case, because he's already been deported, so he has a final order removal. So if by some reason the prosecutor wants to go wokey and let him walk, ICE is going to go pick him up. If you know someone or you are a victim of illegal alien crime, you may receive support from the voice office by contacting, it says here, 855-488-6423. Look at this dude. He's got that look of like no fucks given. He does not care he kills somebody. I mean, that's what it looks like. He's like, he doesn't care. He's just like, whatever. But sure, there's going to be some Karens out there in front of the courthouse. And speaking about courthouses, we got a nice video of the U.S. Marshals doing what Marshals do. Let's see this one. Got another one over here. Rainier Hernandez. Rodriguez entered the U.S. illegally through Del Rio, Texas. Last month, police in Albuquerque. I was when I was a kid, the first time I ever heard about Albuquerque was through Bugs Bunny. When he said, I must have made a left turn in Albuquerque. Arrested him on 3 counts of credit card fraud and 1 count of larceny. ICE immediately issued a detainer with the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Detention Center. It might be Bernardillo, I don't know. But officials refused to honor it. So here we go. In New Mexico, in Albuquerque, they like for people that commit credit card fraud and larceny to just hang out and chill out and just walk around. Because local officials in New Mexico's lone sanctuary jurisdiction refused to honor the detainer, ICE had to deploy a team into the neighborhood and arrest him in the local at-large area. So because Albuquerque, the elected officials in Albuquerque had decided that they are going to make Albuquerque Sanctuary the only place in all of New Mexico that does not honor detainers. So instead of, one guy or two guys going into the jail and picking this dude up, now you have to go and get like 4 or 5 guys, and they gotta like do surveillance and find these dudes. So now instead of it taking 1 day to catch him, now it might take 2-3 days to catch this guy. Plus, if he decides to run, then either he might get hit by traffic, or he's driving, takes off, hits a pedestrian, wrecks. So, they think they're actually helping by becoming a sanctuary city, but actually they're not. They're just helping destroy the nation. So now let's go some video time, and this brings joy to my heart. So you remember how in Minnesota for like months had a bunch of clowns, losers, dirtbags, maybe some weird people over there that for some reason, I guess their protest, they decided that it was like normal to like be holding dildos in the middle of the day and throwing them at people. I don't know what they do later on in the day. But, look at this dude. This, whenever I think of like Antifa and all these like keyboard warriors or wokies or whatever, this is exactly the person I picture. This guy.
Arrested in South
Look at this
Minneapolis
dude.
today. You can see federal agents in tactical gear leading a man into a black U.S.
Look at dude. You see these dudes. They got shoulders. They got beards. They look like they can handle themselves. They look like guys, right? They look like dudes.
SUV while protesters
And look at these clowns. So you got a Karen over there. I'm gonna assume it's a Karen. It's 2026.
shouted them down.
And look at this dude. Look at this little weasel. Look at this little troll over here. Look at this
The
dude.
Department of Justice said,
What? Oh my God. This is just ridiculous.
he and 14 others were part of an Antifa.
That dude lives in his basement. He really lives in his basement. I sure hope when they arrested this dude, they took his laptops and looked to see what's in there. Because it wouldn't surprise me that there's a whole lot of stuff in there that might make his arrest for impeding officers the least of his problems.
Antifa conspiracy to block and hurt ICE agents. We have team coverage for you tonight. We begin with
Team coverage.
Ali, who was at the federal courthouse and spoke to one of the defendants.
Frank, that defendant and another defendant's attorney told me political activism isn't a crime, but prosecutors say...
Well, I mean, political activism is not a crime. Destroying vehicles, beating up officers, destroying property, stealing guns from the government, that is a crime.
Say their private messages and social media posts show a coordinated effort to impede and injure federal officers.
But the actual evidence of any wrongdoing is so incredibly flimsy.
That's how Cameron Kennedy...
Look at this dude. Look at this guy's face. Look at his... Well, I guess that's a beard. Look at his hair. It's greasy, weird. Like, it's just like slimy. Like, again, like I live on my basement, on my parents' home, in the basement of my parents' house, and the evidence is incredibly flimsy. It's the 90-page indictment, bro. It's Minnesota.
He describes the new federal case against him after walking out of court Tuesday. He's one of the 15 defendants facing charges including conspiracy.
So is this political activism? Not really. I mean, look at this. Whoever this person is, that's the most exercise they've had in a while.
To impede or injure a federal officer and assault on a federal officer.
Today's announcement is the result of a thorough and months-long investigation into a deeply concerning trend: coordinated violence targeting federal law enforcement officers and facilities.
At one point, prosecutors played this video from one of the charged defendants, Kyle Wagner.
Rocker, is it? Rockers to Rockers? Maybe he's the GIMP. Who knows?
No, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore.
Prosecutors argue that
Okay. How'd that work out for you, bro?
is part of a broader pattern rooted in violence, showing these images of what they call hard and soft blockades to try and slow ICE agents. And prosecutors pointed to a statement Kennedy
Yeah, that's fiery post, but mostly peaceful.
made describing the burning of Minneapolis's 3rd precinct as the happiest moment of my life.
Okay.
And this post he made where they say he wrote, "You will never win with nonviolence." Kennedy denies the
Look at this dude. Look at him. Oh my God. Exactly what you would picture.
allegations and calls the case political.
Now, if you've protested the war, if you've protested ICE, if you've protested anything in this city, you're running the risk of political.
No. I don't think that if you in Minnesota, if you're in Minnesota and you were out there and you would just stood in front of the building and had some signs and let the cars go in and out, and you created a bunch of people and you had the news go over there and report, and you were out on the sidewalk doing your thing, yeah, you could have protested. That's fine. You could have done your thing. But if you start destroying shit, then you're gonna get arrested, bro. And look, you're saying that in Minnesota you can't protest. The city let you do whatever the fuck you wanted for like 2 months. Actually, like 6 months. It was the feds that got you. The city, you were doing whatever the hell you wanted.
reprisal.
This is legitimate political activity, neighbors protecting neighbors.
Defense attorney Bruce Nestor represents.
Of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you? Of course, he's gonna say that because he's the attorney. So there's a press, and then we're gonna go to the indictment. 15 members of Direct Action Minnesota, also known as DAM, a Minneapolis-based direct action group with Antifa ties, indicted. Conspiracy to impede or injure interstate stalking. Oh yeah, interstate stalking. Because I know that in at least one occasion, I remember that what they said on the TV, like there was an agent that was working in Minnesota, but he lived. No, it was a female. She lived like one state away, and they followed her to her house all the way. And then one at the house, like if I remember correctly, they made some threats to her. So interstate stalking, interstate threats, solicitation to commit a crime of violence. See, yeah, it's fellow agents conducted coordinated, blah blah blah. With that, yeah, damn, 2 damn members are at large, and 1 was previously in federal custody on separate charges. So 1 already had a record anyway. So let me see if I can 8-count indictment. Okay, so it's 8 counts. But the indictment was like, oh yeah, you got the oh my God. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. The dude gets arrested, and when he gets arrested, he has a shirt that says "I am Antifa." I mean, come on, man. Come on. I mean, oh my goodness. It's beautiful. Okay. Well, let's go here. So, count 1. Conspiracy to impede or injure. 18 U.S.C. 372 from around, it says here, 2026. So in January, so 6 months. Minnesota or elsewhere. Blah, 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 blah. Dumb and Dumber. Blah, 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 blah. And also Mastur and Mr. Rec. Morgan, a.k.a. Ray Kotz, defendants, did knowingly conspire with other persons known and unknown to the grand jury to prevent by force, intimidation, and threats officers and employees of the United States Department of Homeland Security, which includes the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, from discharging their duties of their officers in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 372. Defendants are members of the and associates of Twin Cities Direct Action, which later changed its name to Direct Action Minnesota. Dedicated and committed to direct action against federal law and immigration enforcement. Direct action refers to disruptive and obstructive tactics used by participants to forcibly challenge, block, or stop immigration raids, detentions, and deportations. DAM describes itself. So the actual group says that they are a decentralized coalition of working class people. ICE officers are working class people. Engage in various forms of community defense against the current federal occupation happening within the wider metro area and against state and far-right violence more broadly. So, and they go over. So we're up to page 4, 5. So conspiracy, the purpose of the conspiracy: to prevent the enforcement of federal immigration law by force, intimidation, and threats, opposing the authority of the United States government, preventing, hindering, or delaying by force the execution of the laws governing the identification, detention, and removal of non-citizens, illegal aliens, to include the Immigration and Nationality Act, and preventing, impeding, and interfering federal law enforcement from discharging their duties, including enforcement of federal immigration law by force, intimidation, and threats. Manner and means of the conspiracy. So, the goobers over here, whose identities are known and unknown to the grand jury, coordinating anti-law enforcement actions, applications using Signal Messenger, preparing, coordinating, and executing direct action blockades, advocating and promoting direct action against ICE and other law enforcement, another law and immigration enforcement working in Minneapolis, utilizing hard blockades around the Whipple at or around the Whipple building throughout the Minneapolis area. Utilizing soft blockades at or around the Whipple building, employing hard and soft security to counter purported fascists, conducting after-action reviews, following plan and direct actions to develop best practices. So this is organized. This is they were running basically a paramilitary operation, conducting targeted trainings and dry runs to prepare for participants to develop, plan, and rehearse roles, the use of shields, DRS tactics, and other strategies aimed at impeding federal law and immigration enforcement, counter surveillance tactics, blah blah blah. Utilizing and practicing operational security, or OPSEC. So does all this sound like just a bunch of dudes that they just decided to show up in this like totally spontaneous protest? No, So we're up to page 9. And they still haven't gotten to, I don't think they even got into like count 1. Still going, still going. And then you have this guy earlier said, oh, well, their hair is flimsy. I don't know, man. They're up to like page 17 on this indictment. Oh, so got the text messages here. So let's see, text message. What's up? Happy to help. Hey, Kyle, you're a hero. We need this bad to pull off our action tomorrow. Kennedy, well, if you're willing to face possible arrest, it would be to use your truck to drive a trailer and deploy it within a small team of vetted folk to block a roadway. Time permitting is in change to flip it. If you aren't comfortable with that, let us know. Borrow your truck. We'll ensure we can make this action happen. For sure, can empty the truck, let it go missing. Oh, I've been urged by the community to not engage and stay free so I cannot get arrested, but this truck has already been stolen twice out of Uptown and we're going to let that happen again today. Yeah. Ah. So again, apparently totally spontaneous, right? You know that dude that went to Congress and said like, Antifa's an idea, that the head of the FBI. So we keep going to page 21. This is just all the text messages or some of the text messages. Well, what it says here. On or about January 24th, Wagner posted a video on his Instagram account. Chaos follows, where he stated, I am Kyle, I am Antifa, and they just shot another blank peaceful observer literally like blank 5 blocks away from here. In my neighborhood, just like they shot Renee 14 blocks away over here. It needs to be said, you can't march and bang the drums and sing songs where they're shooting people in the head. Go and fucking fight them. Okay, Cal, while wearing a bulletproof vest, Go march and Whipple with guns. Sorry, but welcome to my Second Amendment is the only thing that's going to keep you protected from little. Oh, so now the people that hated the Second Amendment, now they love the Second Amendment. When are we gonna get to like count 1? Jesus, to page 29. Again, thank you for all that are here watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we want to do a shout out to our sponsor, Enforcement Coffee Company, a veteran-owned coffee company that supports the law enforcement and immigration enforcement community. Shout out to them. Okay, still going. Oh my God! Remember, the guy said that the evidence was flimsy. And this is their text messages. They keep going because they were in the signal chat. Oh, nobody can see what's in the signal chat. We keep going. I'm getting dizzy now. We keep going. Okay. Page 53. Oh my God. These guys are so screwed. Okay. Keep going. Oh my God. What? Bro, this is insane. Look at this. These guys are so screwed. Page 89. All that. 90 pages. 90 pages. Clip that. 90 pages. The first count in the indictment is 90 pages. These dudes are so screwed. Count 2, solicitation to commit a crime of violence. Count 3, interstate threats. On and about January 24th, 2026, in the District of Minnesota and elsewhere, defendant Kyle Wagner did threaten to assault, kidnap, and murder a federal law enforcement officer with intent to impede, intimidate, and interfere with the officer while he or she was engaged in the performance of her official duties, or with the intent to retaliate against such officer on account of the performance of official duties in violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Code Section 115A1B. Count 4, interstate stalking. They are so screwed. On or about May 4th, 2026, in the District of Minnesota and elsewhere, the defendant, Isaac, traveled in interstate or foreign commerce with the intent to kill, injure, harass, intimidate, or place under surveillance another person, and in the course or as a result of such travel or presence, engage in conduct that caused, attempted to cause, or would be reasonably expected to cause substantial emotional distress to a person in violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Code Section 226 1A 1B. So this is different. So this will count for stalking. There's another count for interstate stalking. Assault on a federal officer. Count 7, destruction of government property. Issue vehicle in the damage of $1,000. Assault on a federal officer. They are so screwed. They are so screwed. My God. So now all this stuff happened, right? You got all this stuff happen, and then they get arrested, and they take him to so now let's go to this video because you guys are gonna love this. So then these dudes go and get arrested, right? They take him to the federal courthouse, and when the federal courthouse, when they're being on their initial appearance, then this group that they estimate was about 80 to 100 people, because they're used to being around the Whipple building and being allowed to do whatever the hell they wanted. Apparently they thought that, hey, we're just gonna go to the federal courthouse and bum rush the federal courthouse, and what we were doing around the street, we're gonna do it in the federal courthouse. But the United States Marshal Service they had a different plan. The United States Marshal Service said, "No, the fuck you're not." And the Marshal Service did what the Marshal Service does. They said, "Not in my house." Roll that beautiful orange spray footage. Oh, yeah, that had to hurt. Oh, yeah. The marshals were not taking it.
¡Para la lucha!
So whenever that guy is saying "estamos en la lucha," what he's saying is that we are in the fight. I was like, I don't know, man. I think you're in the fight, but I don't think you're winning it.
Fuck you!
How'd that work out for you? All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for everybody that joined. And don't forget that I am here every Friday, anywhere from 8 to 8:30. I don't get paid for this, I do it because this is my therapy to talk to you good people. The people that care about the country and where it's headed. So, I'll also welcome all those who want to rage watch. Thank you if you're here. For all the haters are welcome as well. And as I always say, like, share, subscribe, and if you liked it, share it with your friends. If you hated it, share it with your enemies. Ciao.